My girlfriend announced at dinner, "I deliberately scared your mom earlier because she disrespected me. My mom has a heart condition." I said, "What did you do?" Then she bragged about jumping out and screaming at her. When I called 911 because mom was having chest pains and had my girlfriend escorted out by police, I, 29 male, was having dinner with my girlfriend at this Italian place we go to sometimes. Been together about 18 months. Things were decent, you know? She had her moments where she'd get worked up over small stuff, but I figured everyone has quirks. We're halfway through our entrees when she gets this look on her face, like she's about to tell me she won big on a scratch-off or something. "So I took care of that situation with your mom today." I looked up from my plate. "What situation?" "The disrespect. I handled it." "Okay, context. My mom's been living with me for 6 months now. She had a heart attack last year, needed stents, whole 9 yards. Her cardiologist has been super clear that stress is basically her kryptonite. One spike in blood pressure or heart rate, and we could be looking at another cardiac event. She's on like 5 different medications and has to keep everything calm." My girlfriend knew all of this. We'd talked about it multiple times. "What are you talking about?" She leaned back, looking way too proud of herself. "Your mom's been making these passive-aggressive comments all week. How I load the dishwasher wrong, how I organize the pantry wrong, acting like she owns the place." "She lives there," I said. "And what did you do exactly?" "Okay, so you know how she takes that walk every afternoon? Goes around the block, same time every day? Well, today I hid in the bushes by the front steps. When she came back up, I jumped out and screamed right in her face. Everything just stopped." "You did what?" "I jumped out and screamed at her, really loud, right in her face. She needed to learn I'm not someone to mess with." God, you should have seen her face. She almost fell backwards. It was perfect. I was already standing up, throwing bills on the table. Didn't even count them. "We need to go now." "What? Why? We haven't had dessert." "My mom has a heart condition. You know this. You just told me you deliberately scared someone with a serious heart condition." Eye roll. Actual eye roll. "Oh my God, she's fine. She went inside after. Stop being dramatic." I was already outside calling my mom. Took her a few rings to pick up and her voice sounded off. "Hey honey." "Mom, are you okay? What happened this afternoon?" Long pause. "I'm feeling a bit strange. Some pressure in my chest. It's probably nothing." "Did you take your nitroglycerin?" "Not yet. I was just about to." "Don't cut your dinner short. I'm fine. I'm already in the car. If it gets worse at all, you call 911. I'll be there soon." My girlfriend caught up in the parking lot. "Are you seriously leaving me here? Get an Uber. Don't come to my house." "Excuse me? That's my home too." "No, it's not. Your name isn't on anything. You crash there sometimes. Big difference." I drove off while she was mid-sentence. Got home to find my mom on the couch, pale, one hand on her chest. The nitro bottle was sitting on the coffee table, but she hadn't taken any yet. "How bad?" "It's pressure, like something heavy on my chest. Started maybe half an hour ago." Called 911 right there. Gave them everything. Address, her cardiac history, current symptoms. "Mom, what exactly happened this afternoon?" She took a shaky breath. "I came back from my walk, and your girlfriend jumped out from the bushes screaming at the top of her lungs. I thought I was dying right there on the steps. My chest clamped up immediately. I made it inside and sat down hoping it would pass. Paramedics showed up pretty quick, did vitals, EKG on the couch. Blood pressure was way up, heart rhythm was off. They wanted to transport her for monitoring. I went in the ambulance with her. Sent my girlfriend a text. Mom's being transported to the hospital. You deliberately caused a cardiac episode. Don't contact me. Her response was instant. OMG, you are such a drama queen. She's fine. This is typical manipulation from her. Can't believe you're falling for this. Blocked her number. At the hospital they admitted my mom for observation. With her history they weren't taking chances. Adjusted her meds, ran a bunch of tests, kept her overnight. I camped out in the chair next to her bed. Late that night there was yelling in the hallway. My girlfriend had showed up at the ER demanding to see me. Security ended up involved. She was going off about how I'd abandoned her at dinner, how this was all fake, how my mom was attention-seeking. One of the nurses came in. Is that woman family? No, she's my ex as of tonight. She's the reason my mom is here. She deliberately scared her knowing about her heart condition. The nurse's whole face changed. Does security need to remove her? Please. Could hear her screaming all the way down the hall. You'll regret this. I didn't do anything wrong. Your mom disrespected me. The ER doctor came in after she was gone. Couldn't help but hear that. Did someone intentionally startle your mother? Knowing about her cardiac condition? Yeah. My girlfriend told me at dinner. Said she hid in the bushes and jumped out screaming at her to teach her a lesson. His jaw tightened. That's assault. Maybe worse. You should file a police report. Update 1. Mom got released the next day. Her cardiologist added another med to her routine, told her to take it super easy for a few weeks, and wrote up detailed notes about what happened. I went straight to the police station and filed a report. Laid out everything: mom's heart condition, girlfriend's deliberate actions, the hospital stay. The cop took it seriously, especially when I showed him the texts where she'd bragged about it and then called my mom manipulative. This could be assault or reckless endangerment. Maybe both. We'll send it to the DA. Meanwhile, my phone was exploding with messages from her friends. She'd posted on social media about being victimized by her boyfriend's controlling mother. Her version had zero mention of deliberately scaring someone with a medical condition. Just poor her, standing up for herself, now being punished. Her best friend actually called me. You need to fix this situation. She's devastated. You humiliated her in public, abandoned her at a restaurant, had her thrown out of a hospital. What's your problem? She hid in bushes and jumped out screaming at my mom, who has a documented heart condition. My mom ended up in the ER overnight. What part of that is okay? She was just messing around. Your mom's being dramatic. My mom needed cardiac monitoring. That's not dramatic. Tell your friend she's lucky if assault charges are all she gets. Hung up on her. Then her mother called. I'd met this woman maybe twice. My daughter says you've been abusive this whole relationship and your mother's been turning you against her. Ma'am, your daughter intentionally scared my mother, who has a serious heart condition, badly enough to send her to the ER. Then showed up at the hospital screaming and got removed by security. There's a police report. These are documented facts. She told me your mother was being passive-aggressive and disrespectful in your home. It's my home, my name on the deed. My mom lives with me recovering from a heart attack. Your daughter stays over sometimes. And even if my mom was rude, which she wasn't, that doesn't make it okay to deliberately trigger a cardiac event. You're twisting her words. She would never. Police report and hospital records say otherwise. Tell her to stop contacting me. Blocked that number too. Couple days later, my apartment complex called. My girlfriend had shown up saying she lived there and needed a key because her abusive boyfriend locked her out. The manager knew what was up. I told her only you're on the lease. She started screaming about tenant rights. I had to threaten police before she'd leave. If she comes back, go ahead and call them. She's not welcome. Then she really went off the rails. Filed a restraining order against ME. Claimed I was harassing her, threatening her, that she feared for her safety. Wanted the court to order me to stay away from her and stop using my mother against her. Got served with papers for a hearing. My lawyer, same guy who did my house closing, almost laughed. She assaulted your mother and now claims she needs protection from you? This is going to backfire hard. The DA's office called me in for a statement. The assistant DA reviewed everything: medical records, texts, the 911 recording. So your girlfriend admitted to deliberately startling someone she knew had a heart condition. That person needed emergency medical treatment, and then she showed up at the hospital to keep harassing you? Correct. And now she filed for a restraining order against you? Yep. She actually smiled. We're prosecuting this. Reckless endangerment minimum. Her restraining order hearing should be entertaining. Update 2. The restraining order hearing was a train wreck. For her, she showed up with her mom and best friend, all dressed up like they were going to a funeral, really playing the victim hard. Her petition said I was controlling and abusive, that I'd isolated her from everyone, that I'd threatened her after a minor disagreement with my mother. When she testified, she went full performance mode. Tears, shaking voice, everything. He completely changed when his mother moved in, got cold and mean. When I tried to set boundaries, he went crazy. The judge looked unimpressed. What boundaries? I asked his mother to respect that it was my home too. She kept criticizing me. I finally confronted her. How did you confront her? And here's where she messed up. She knew the police report existed. I told her she needed to respect me. Just talking? Pause. I might have raised my voice. Anything else? I maybe startled her a little bit. Judge put down his pen. How? When she came back from a walk, I was outside and said something, and she got scared. It was an accident. My lawyer stood up. Your Honor, I have evidence. Submitted the texts where she bragged about hiding and jumping out screaming. The 911 recording, ER records, my mom's cardiologist letter explaining how stress could literally kill her. The judge's expression went from bored to pissed as he read through it. Ma'am, you texted that you hid in the bushes and jumped out screaming at his mother. You bragged about scaring her, then called her manipulative when she ended up in the emergency room. This petition is denied, and I'm sending everything to the district attorney. Her lawyer looked like he wanted to die, but she kept going. That's not what happened. He's lying. His mother is faking. We're done here, the judge cut her off. Petition denied. Next case. Outside, her mom started in again. You manipulated that judge. You did this on purpose. I submitted evidence. That's called facts. My lawyer stepped between us. Ma'am, your daughter's own text messages prove deliberate actions that caused a medical emergency. I suggest you stop harassing my client before you join her in facing charges. They left. Best friend filming me on her phone like that would help. Criminal charges came through about a week later. Reckless endangerment. The DA said they could have done assault, but reckless endangerment was cleaner with the medical evidence. She had to turn herself in, got arraigned, posted bail. The harassment stopped after that. Her lawyer probably told her to shut up. But the entitlement kicked into overdrive. Started a whole fundraiser online claiming she was facing false charges from her abusive ex and needed legal fees. Spun this story about being persecuted for standing up to a toxic man and his manipulative mother. Got some donations until someone posted the actual police report and court docs in the comments. Fundraiser got nuked. Her job found out about the charges. She worked at a senior living facility. They suspended her immediately because she deliberately endangered an elderly person with a heart condition. She started calling from random numbers. Same script every time. This wasn't fair. She didn't mean for anything bad to happen. Couldn't I just make it go away? I can't drop criminal charges. The state is prosecuting. But you could tell them it was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. You planned it and bragged about it. She ended up hospitalized. Those are facts. I was just trying to set boundaries. By hiding in bushes and terrorizing someone with a heart condition, that's not boundaries. That's assault. You're ruining my life over nothing. You endangered my mother because she commented on the dishwasher. This is consequences. Blocked that number. Her best friend tried showing up at my place. I didn't answer, but my camera got everything. We know you're home. You need to drop this. She's losing everything because of you. Just tell the DA it was a misunderstanding. Called the cops. They showed up, saw the footage, told her she was trespassing. She tried arguing she was helping her friend. Your friend is facing charges for endangering someone. Harassing the victims doesn't help. Leave or get arrested. She left screaming about how we'd get what we deserve. More footage for the file. Final update. Trial happened about 4 months after everything started. Not dramatic like TV. Pretty straightforward. Prosecution showed the evidence. Texts admitting she hid and jumped out, 911 call, ER records, mom's medical history, cardiologist testimony about how her condition makes stress potentially fatal. Her defense tried arguing she didn't intend harm, just wanted to startle my mom a bit to make a point. Prosecutor shut it down. The defendant knew the victim had a serious heart condition. She planned and executed an action designed to cause fear and shock. The resulting medical emergency was foreseeable. My mom had to testify. That sucked to watch. She described the terror, the immediate chest pain, thinking she was dying. I testified about the dinner, how proud my girlfriend seemed, how she kept harassing us after. Jury was out maybe 3 hours. Guilty on reckless endangerment. Sentencing took a few more weeks. 2 years probation, 200 hours community service, anger management classes, 5-year restraining order, and restitution for medical bills, about $8,000 after insurance. Her lawyer begged for mercy, said she was young and made a mistake. Judge wasn't having it. The defendant admitted to premeditated actions targeting someone with a known medical vulnerability. She showed no remorse. She harassed the victims, lied in court, tried to profit from playing victim. This wasn't a mistake. This was deliberate endangerment followed by sustained harassment. She cried in court. Her mom wailed about injustice. Judge ignored them, lost her job at the senior facility. Conviction meant she can't work with vulnerable people anymore. Heard she moved back with her parents. Still posts online about being wrongfully convicted and how the system failed her. Zero accountability. Still the victim in her own mind. Mom's doing way better now. Her cardiologist is happy with her progress. We moved to a new place a while back. Fresh start, better security, no more Bush-related trauma. I'm good too. Still wrapping my head around how someone I dated for a year and a half could do something so reckless and feel nothing about it. The complete lack of empathy was terrifying. Started seeing someone new recently. Took it slow. She met my mom early, casual coffee shop thing. They got along great. No drama, no territorial nonsense, no guerrilla warfare. It's wild how peaceful things are when you're not dating someone who thinks terrorizing your elderly mother is appropriate conflict resolution. Restraining order's good for 5 years. By then it won't matter because I never want to see her again anyway. People ask if I feel bad about ruining her life. Nope. She chose to do something dangerous to someone vulnerable. Bragged about it, harassed us, lied in court, tried to profit off fake victimhood. Every consequence came from her own choices. My only regret is not catching the red flags earlier. The drama over small things, always needing to be right, can't handle any criticism. All there, I just ignored it because things were mostly fine. Lesson learned. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. When someone deliberately hurts your family, no forgiveness, no second chances, no understanding. Protect your family. Pursue consequences. Move forward. That's the whole story. If you're dealing with something similar, document everything, file reports, follow through. People who endanger others need to face real consequences. Don't let anyone guilt you into downplaying abuse. My mom is safe. That's what matters. Everything else is just paperwork. My girlfriend announced at my birthday dinner, I'm sleeping with someone who can actually satisfy me, to humiliate me. I stood up and said, so is everyone. Then I revealed I knew about all 5 of her affairs and had invited them all to the party. They were walking in right then. I, 29 male, had my entire world flip upside down 2 weeks ago at what was supposed to be my birthday dinner. My girlfriend Bianca, 27, decided to publicly humiliate me in front of my family and friends, but she had no idea I'd been preparing for this moment for 3 months. Let me paint the picture. We'd been together for 4 years, living together for 2. I'd been planning to propose next month, had the ring and everything. Then 3 months ago, I accidentally saw a notification on her phone while she was showering. It was from someone saved as Jim, saying, "Can't wait to taste you again tomorrow." My stomach dropped, but instead of confronting her immediately, something told me to dig deeper. Call it intuition, or maybe just years of her making little comments about how I was adequate in bed, or how her exes were different. Red flags I'd ignored because I loved her. I did something I'm not proud of. I put a tracker app on her phone when she was drunk one night. Before you judge me, just wait. What I discovered over the next few weeks made me physically sick. Monday, Wednesday mornings, Jerome from her gym, been going on for 8 months. Tuesday evenings, Dimitri, her work mentor. 6 months. Thursday book club, actually meeting Caden, her ex from college. 4 months. Saturday girls brunch, meeting up with Elijah, a bartender from her favorite wine bar. 5 months. Random emergency work calls, Tomas, her married boss. 3 months. 5 different men, and the messages I saw? She was telling each one they were the only one who understood her, and that I was just temporary until she figured things out. The kicker? She was still taking money from me for her car payment, letting me pay for our vacations, and had me co-sign her student loan refinance just 2 months ago. So I started planning. I told Bianca I wanted a big birthday dinner. Invited both our families, all our friends, made it seem like a huge deal. She was annoyed because she had plans that Saturday, aka Elijah, but I guilt-tripped her about how I never ask for anything special. I also did something else. I reached out to all 5 guys. I didn't tell them about each other. That would have ruined the surprise. I just told each one individually that I knew about their relationship with Bianca, that I was ending things with her at my birthday dinner, and if they wanted to finally go public with her, they should show up at 8 p.m. sharp. I'd text them when to come in. 3 of them, Jerome, Dimitri, and Caden, were shocked she had a boyfriend. Elijah knew about me but thought we were basically broken up. Tomas knew exactly what the situation was but didn't care because, in his words, it's just fun. All 5 confirmed they'd come. The dinner was at this nice steakhouse downtown. 20 people there. My parents, sister, brother, best friends, her parents, her sister Gretchen, and some mutual friends. I'd ordered a cake and everything. Bianca showed up late, of course. Wearing this dress I'd bought her for Christmas, looking annoyed that she had to be there. She sat down next to me, barely said hello to my mom, and immediately started texting under the table. We were halfway through appetizers when it started. My buddy Kyle was telling a story about our college days when Bianca suddenly interrupted. Oh my God, can we please talk about something from this decade? These stories are so boring. It's like being stuck in a time capsule of mediocrity. Everyone went quiet. My mom tried to change the subject to our upcoming vacation that I'd paid for, and Bianca rolled her eyes. Yeah, another thrilling all-inclusive resort, because Hugo here thinks adventure is trying a different flavor of frozen margarita. My sister tried to defend me, mentioning how I'd just gotten promoted at work. Bianca laughed, actually laughed. Regional sales manager at a software company. Wow. Alert the media. Meanwhile, people with actual ambition are out there changing the world. That's when she decided to go for the kill. She stood up, tapping her wine glass. You know what? Since we're all here celebrating Hugo, let me share something. I've been thinking a lot about our relationship lately, and I've realized something important. She looked directly at me with this cruel smile. I'm sleeping with someone who can actually satisfy me, someone who doesn't think foreplay is optional and lasting 5 minutes is an achievement, someone who actually makes me feel something. So happy birthday, Hugo. There's your gift, the truth. The entire table was frozen. My mom gasped. Her dad stood up looking furious, but at me, like this was somehow my fault. I took a sip of my water, placed my napkin on the table and stood up. So is everyone. Bianca blinked. What? I said, so is everyone. Everyone's sleeping with someone who can satisfy them. Well, multiple someones in your case. Her face went white. What are you talking about? I pulled out my phone. Should we start with Jerome from the gym, 8 months, every Monday and Wednesday morning? Or Dimitri, your mentor, who's been mentoring you in his apartment every Tuesday evening for 6 months? The table was dead silent. Bianca's mouth opened and closed like a fish. Wait, there's more. Caden, your ex, every Thursday at book club. Elijah the bartender, Saturday brunches for 5 months. And let's not forget Tomas, your married boss, who you've been meeting during those emergency work calls for 3 months. Her sister Gretchen stood up. You're lying. You're just trying to... Am I? I looked at my watch. It's 8 p.m. They should all be here right about now. Right on cue, the door to our private dining room opened. Jerome walked in first, holding flowers and wearing his best shirt. 6'2", muscled, looking confused when he saw the huge table of people. Bianca? You said you were ending things with your roommate tonight? Roommate? Her dad shouted. Before anyone could respond, Dimitri walked in, also carrying flowers, roses, nice touch. This middle-aged guy in an expensive suit looking around nervously. Bianca, darling, I got your text about finally leaving your brother. Brother? My mom and her mom said in unison. Caden stumbled in next, younger guy, clearly already drunk. Yo B, ready to stop pretending with that gay friend of yours? Then Elijah appeared, leather jacket, motorcycle helmet under his arm. Babe, we doing this or what? I got this champagne you asked for to celebrate dumping that loser roommate. Finally, Tomas walked in, the only one who looked completely unbothered. Well, this is awkward. The 5 men stood there, slowly realizing what was happening as they looked at each other. Bianca looked like she was going to vomit. Surprise, I said. Gentlemen, meet each other. You've all been sharing something special. Jerome dropped his flowers. What the hell is this? Dmitri turned to Bianca. You said you were single. You told me you were in a loveless arranged engagement. Caden shouted. Elijah just started laughing. Oh man, this is beautiful. Tomas shrugged and sat down at an empty chair. Anyone mind if I order? The salmon here is excellent. Bianca finally found her voice. Hugo, you tracked me? You spied on me. No, sweetheart, you left your phone notifications on. After that, you were surprisingly sloppy. 5 different guys? Really? How did you even manage the scheduling? Her mom started crying. Her dad was purple with rage, still somehow directed at me. Gretchen was frantically texting, probably trying to do damage control on social media. Jerome stepped forward, angry. You knew for 3 months and didn't say anything? Why would I? She was going to humiliate me publicly anyway. Might as well return the favor. Dmitri pulled out his phone. I need to call my lawyer. She said she was single. I left my fiancé for her. You what? Bianca shrieked. You said you were divorced. And you said you lived alone. Jerome shot back. I helped you pick out furniture for your apartment. My sister started recording. I didn't stop her. Caden stumbled toward Bianca. Was any of it real? You said I was your soulmate. She said that to me too, Elijah added, still finding this hilarious. She says that to everyone, Tomas commented while flagging down a waiter. It's kind of her thing. Can I get the salmon, medium rare, with the asparagus? Update 1. It's been 2 weeks and the fallout has been insane. First, the immediate aftermath of the dinner. Bianca tried to storm out but realized I'd driven us there. She had to call an Uber while all 5 guys were still there. Jerome and Caden almost got into a fight in the parking lot. Dmitri was on the phone with his lawyer the entire time. Elijah hit on my sister. She turned him down but kept his number. Lamau. Tomas finished his entire meal and even ordered dessert. Absolute legend. Her parents made her move back home that night. Her dad called me the next morning to apologize and thank me for exposing her true nature. Her mom still thinks I'm somehow to blame because I should have been enough for her. Sure, lady. But here's where Bianca's entitlement went into overdrive. Day 2. She showed up at my apartment demanding I give her her things. The TV I bought? Hers because we watched it together. My PlayStation? Hers because she sometimes played it. My coffee maker? Hers because she picked it out. She didn't. I had the doorman escort her out. Day 3. She tried to get into my apartment when I was at work. Told the doorman she was still my girlfriend and had forgotten her key. He called me and I sent him a screenshot of her little birthday dinner speech. He now refers to her as the lady we don't let in. Day 4. I started getting Venmo requests. $2,847 for emotional damages, $1,200 for time wasted, $3,000 for defamation, $500 for therapy needed because of your actions, $10,000 for loss of consortium. I had to Google that one. She was seriously trying to charge me for not getting laid anymore. I responded to each one with the gif of me saying, "So is everyone," that my sister had turned into a meme. It already had 50K views on TikTok. Day 5. She got Gretchen to call me. Apparently, Bianca couldn't make her car payment, the one I'd been helping with, and needed $400 just this once. I reminded Gretchen that her sister had 5 boyfriends who could probably split the cost. She hung up on me. Day 6. The extinction burst. I know everyone uses this term, but holy hell, 9 a.m., she sent her cousin Ronnie to my gym to talk sense into me. 11 a.m., she had a lawyer friend send me a cease and desist about sharing private information. Not legally binding, my actual lawyer laughed. 2 p.m., she tried to log into my Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and HBO accounts. I'd changed all passwords. 4 p.m., she called my work saying she was my wife and there was a family emergency. My boss knew the whole story and put her on speaker for the office to hear. 6 p.m., she posted on Instagram that I was abusive and had isolated her from friends. 8 p.m., she created a fake dating profile using my photos saying I had herpes. The fake dating profile was the last straw. I hired a lawyer. Update 2. But wait, it gets better. Remember the 5 guys? They each had their own drama. Jerome. Turns out he was engaged. His fiancée found out because Caden posted about it on Twitter. She dumped him, and he tried to move in with Bianca. Her parents said absolutely not. He's now living with his brother and has been banned from the gym after causing a scene. Dmitry, his ex-fiancée, took him back but under strict conditions. He had to sign a prenup, they weren't even married yet, lol. Give her all his passwords and go to therapy. He also had to pay me $5,000 for contributing to emotional distress as part of his apology to her. I donated it to a cheaters support group in Bianca's name. Caden posted the whole story on Reddit himself, making him seem like the victim. Someone in the comments found his Instagram and discovered he was also dating 2 other women. They both dumped him. He's now focusing on his music. He's a SoundCloud rapper with 12 followers. Elijah actually thanked me, said I saved him from catching feelings for a psycho. We grab beers sometimes. Decent dude, terrible judgment in women. He's dating my sister's friend now, and they seem happy. Tomas, his wife, found out. Not because of the dinner, but because Bianca emailed her with screenshots trying to get her to leave him so they could be together. His wife forwarded everything to HR. Both Tomas and Bianca were fired for violating company policy. Tomas's wife is divorcing him and taking him for everything. He moved back to his home country last week. Update 3. Losing her job sent Bianca completely off the rails. Remember, she just lost her apartment living with parents, her car, couldn't make payments, her job, fraternization policy, all 5 side pieces, her reputation. The video went viral on TikTok, 2.3 million views now. So what does an entitled person do when they lose everything? They double down. The lawsuit. She actually sued me for intentional infliction of emotional distress and invasion of privacy. She demanded $50,000 in damages. My lawyer responded with a countersuit for the $3,000 she still owed me from the student loan I'd co-signed and receipts for everything I'd bought that she took when she initially moved out, before the birthday dinner. Her lawyer dropped her when he realized she'd lied about being single and that I had proof she'd been using me financially while cheating. The smear campaign. She went on a podcast about toxic relationships and spent 45 minutes talking about how I was controlling and abusive. The host asked for specific examples. Her response? He wouldn't let me have male friends. The host asked, "Were you sleeping with these male friends?" Dead silence. Then, "That's not relevant." The episode was deleted, but someone saved it and it became another meme. The family drama. Her parents split up. Her dad discovered her mom had been covering for her the whole time, even providing alibis. Turns out mom knew about at least 3 of the affairs and was helping her hide them because she deserved to explore her options. Her dad filed for divorce and actually called me to apologize again and thank me for opening his eyes to both of them. The new boyfriend. This is the best part. A week after losing her job, she started dating some crypto bro named Konstantin she met on an app. Posted constantly about how he was a real man who knew her worth. She moved in with him after knowing him for 5 days. Plot twist. Konstantin wasn't a crypto millionaire. He was running a pyramid scheme selling investment courses. He got arrested yesterday for fraud. Bianca is now homeless again because the apartment was a rental he hadn't paid for in 3 months. Final update. It's been 6 weeks since the birthday dinner. Here's where everyone ended up. After Konstantin got arrested, she tried reaching out to all 5 original guys. They all blocked her. She then tried to come back to me with a long letter about how she realized what she lost and how I was the only one who really loved her. The letter included 0 actual apologies, multiple references to needing a place to stay, a request to start fresh, a mention that she was willing to forgive me for humiliating her. Her new Cash App username. I sent back a 1-word response, no. She's now living with her mom in a studio apartment. Dad got the house in the divorce and working at a call center. She still owes me $3,000 from the student loan, but my lawyer says it's probably not worth pursuing. The 5 guys. Living with his brother, single, in therapy. Dmitry married his ex-fiancée under the world's strictest prenup. Caden, still making terrible music, now with songs about the experience. Elijah, happy with my sister's friend, comes to game night. Tomas, divorced, deported, supposedly teaching English abroad. Her family, parents, divorced. Gretchen, still defends her sister but admitted to my sister that she understands why I did what I did. Her mom tried to date one of Bianca's exes, not one of the 5. He turned her down. Me? I'm doing great. The viral video actually helped my career in a weird way. My company loves that I can think strategically under pressure and manage complex situations. Got another promotion and a raise. Started dating Harmony, a woman I met at a friend's barbecue. She thinks the whole story is hilarious, but also a little concerning. Fair point. We're taking things slow, and I'm in therapy to deal with trust issues. Imagine that. The ring I bought? Returned it and used the money for a solo trip to Japan. Best decision ever. The last text. Yesterday, Bianca sent one final text from her mom's phone. I know you hate me, but I wanted you to know that what we had was real. You were the only stable thing in my life, and I threw it away for excitement. I know I hurt you, but you hurt me worse. We're even now. I hope someday you can forgive me, and maybe we can be friends. P.S. Can you please take my name off that student loan? It's affecting my credit. I didn't respond, but I did laugh. We're even? She cheated with 5 different men for months, humiliated me publicly, tried to destroy my reputation, and somehow we're even? The student loan? Yeah, her name's staying on that. Actions meet consequences. To everyone who followed this wild ride, thank you. Your comments kept me sane. To anyone dealing with a cheater, you deserve better. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. And to Bianca, if you're reading this, and knowing you probably are, so is everyone is now my Wi-Fi password. Just thought you should know. Edit. For everyone asking, yes, the restaurant staff gave me the dinner for free after witnessing everything. They said it was the most entertaining evening they'd had in years. Edit 2. Caden's SoundCloud rapper name is C-Damage, and his new track is called 5 Guys 1 Girl. It's exactly as terrible as you'd imagine. It has 47 plays, mostly from this thread. Edit 3. Just found out Bianca made a TikTok about being a victim of narcissistic abuse. The top comment? So is everyone. The internet remains undefeated.